Hello and welcome to Dubai Trains, and welcome to the run of the first train on my layout. Well, it's actually not really the very first one. I've been testing around a little bit here and there, enjoying a little bit to be honest, and running some trains after all these months of hard work just to get to this point. So what you're looking at right here is the brewery job. So we're going to run a light to the brewery, pick up some cars, and then come back. And I'll do a little bit of narration and a little bit of talking here and there. And there's also going to be a lot of moments where I'm just going to not say anything so we can just enjoy the ride a little bit. Now, there's still a lot of work to be done, obviously, not only on the scenery front, but also on the track front. The frogs are not juiced yet. I still need to hook up all the frog juicers. So I can only run a few engines that have a really good and strong capacitor in it. This 8487 Alco is one of them. Now, do note this video is still made possible by ABR Modelworks. Have a look at their website for great kits and structures, and also a huge variety of 3D printed parts. So now we're just coming out of the super elevated curve, and I have a better shot of that later on, so stay tuned. And now we're entering Neo North, and Neo North is really the busiest section of the layout. I would almost say the heart of the layout. I mean, the heart is the yard, but the switching operation all happens here in Neo North. Making this video is also a great opportunity for me to just test different angles. It's the first time I'm shooting trains running, so I also need to learn myself what is a good shot. Like this shot right here I think works quite well. Definitely if you have multiple trains running through. But I also did a few shots that just didn't make the cut. Especially panning shots are very difficult to get right. As I said, this is a hustling and bustling section, so here is just some other footage of another run to give an idea of what's happening. So we have that F7 there in the background, holding, waiting for a clear signal. Because we have the brewery run at the end of the day, runs light back, and it just needs to cross tracks, some cars, the two hoppers, and a boxcar off spot. We just have to switch tracks, and they're off spot because the coal trestle is already full, so all these full cars just have to wait until the other cars are lifted. And then the F7 goes as it heads towards the Milwaukee interchange, just backs up, making good use of that double slip turnout. And here, another shot, just to showcase a little bit why we have so much track. Right, that caboose on the left is part of the train of the steamer, and steamers are switching the cars way in the distance. And meanwhile, we're going to have a meet with another F7, coincidentally, that's coming our way. Now, this layout is significantly bigger than the last one, so that means I also need more cars. And at this moment in time, I just don't have enough. So I have taken almost all the cars that I have out of the packs, even ones that are just a little bit off era. And for the brewery, you'll see that in a minute. I don't have any brewery cars at all. It's the biggest industry on my layout. So back to that brewery run that we started off with. So here we are traveling light towards the brewery. And we finally arrive. And it's a very simple task. We're just going to collect the reefers that you see on the left, and the ones that has Libby on it. Those are for, I think, packed beef and corn and other produce. And we're just going to collect them and then head back out. As you see, this was a fairly straightforward task. And you need to not forget that in real railroads, they don't make switching problems, they solve them. And I've noticed myself that the more switching problems you solve in the track design, the more fun it is to operate as well. When you're operating, you want to make some progress. You don't want to do like a run around for each single box car you got to collect. No, you want to go in, get some cars, maybe do one run around, spot some cars, and get out again. That's really fun if you have some speed and some progress to it. That's something I learned with a few layouts back, that if you make it too complex, it's also just not fun and also not realistic to operate as well. Now you see that we are going to back up, collect the caboose, and head back in the direction we came with the engine in the back and the caboose first. So we'll use the caboose as a shoving platform. This is how I intend to operate on my layout, with a little side note that this brewery run and the Pennsylvania Railroad interchange with the car float that's just next to it, that these two will have the engine first and the caboose in the back, because they're on the way far end of the layout. And some followers commented that that's just not realistic. They would switch the train around for these runs, as where the near north ones are closer to the yard, so they can just run caboose first. Now here is a great shot, and do note that almost all the scenery, except for maybe the signal bridge, is not permanent. These are just some temporary structures I got out of the box just to fill it in a bit, to give a little bit of a sense of what we're looking at. Yeah, but it already looks really great. So the structures in the back, the 2-story ones, all going to be 3-story. The track on the right for the hoppers needs to be extended into the coal trestle, and also the building on the left needs to be far bigger and taller. Now, as we slowly accelerate out of the near north area, we come around a superimposed curve. And I found a great angle to really get a view of what that looks like. Now, I do want to state that on camera, it looks like the train's almost falling over, but I assure you, in real life, you barely don't even notice the curve. You really need to point it out to people. So then we slowly head into the yard, and yes, that is another signal bridge. So I'm going to be talking about signals in the not too distant future. Now we are slowly heading to an end, and if you want to see where this layout is located exactly, click the video that you see on the screen right now. Coming up very soon is another layout design video where I compress Los Angeles on a 4x8. Thank you all for watching. That's it for today.